So again, hello everybody. My name is Verdita Muck. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. I am a senior presidential director with LifeWave, and I'm just so excited. I'm out of breath, you guys. I was running to get back to the computer. I just so excited to be with you all tonight because we're going to be talking about some things that are going to help all of us with our businesses. And for those of you who are new on the call, I want to welcome you and just know that we're here all on this call together because we are like-minded, and this particular group of people are together to on this call so that we could advance our business, accelerate our business. You know, this call is not for the person who just wants to be a customer, or the person who is not, really seriously focusing on the business. They just lollygagging around. This call, do you know energy is contagious? And so the energy that flows even through this Zoom call is contagious. And so that's why we're so excited to be surrounded by you all. I promise you, I look forward to this call every single Wednesday night. And, I encourage all of you to, take notes and be prepared if you have any questions or comments toward the end. So tonight, you guys, we're going to talk about the sizzle, the steak, the smoke, and the secret sauce. Now, for those of you who may not really know the reason we even started the Power Six, I'm going to give you a little explanation. See, the Power Six is it really is a system. We don't really go over it every time, but it's something that we should all be familiar with because it's a simple, duplicatable system of enrolling 6 partners in order to maximize the binary plan and matching bonuses. See, if you do not have 6 people that you have personally enrolled, and then you've promoted yourself and to director and senior director, and then those people do the same thing, literally you could go to the top of the company. And if you stick around long enough, and if you move fast enough, you will maximize the binary plan. And not only will you maximize the binary plan, you will explode the matching bonuses, you guys. So that's why we're also excited, because we've seen the Power Six. We know what the future holds. We know that we're the right place at the right time. And so that's what you have to do. You just have to believe, you have to know, you have to take action. So tonight, again, we're going to be talking about the sizzle, the steak, the smoke, and the secret sauce. So now, what is the sizzle? First of all, I want you to know that, a lot of people think that, what we're selling is the steak, the product, the company, all that. That's what most of us probably think. But really, to be honest with you, we should be selling the sizzle. What is the sizzle? And this is a definition of sizzle when we talk in network marketing. In sizzle, the term in network marketing refers to the highlighting the intangible qualities, excitement, and unique selling points of a product or service. It involves tapping into the customer's emotions and creating a strong desire to make a purchase. What am I talking about? I'm talking about testimonies, right? You know that every time I talk to somebody, if I'm on a 3-way, I might be answering their question, but you better know you're going to hear at least 3 testimonies when I'm on the call, because I know what testimonies do. It connects with people. It captures their emotions. So what we should be doing is not just going around. That's why they tell us, send them to this is at info.com, because this is it info tells them all about the product. So that's not your job. Your job is to, get their attention. And I'm just telling you, this is just my experience, and this is my belief. This is also a marketing. This is a marketing phenomenon that you sell the sizzle, not the steak. So we were in a company. I'm just going to revert back a little bit. Some of us that are on this call we're part of a company, and in the company, I'll just tell you the name of the company. The name of the company is called Artist International. They had a product that was called the Body Magic, and the Body Magic was a product that it was a garment, and the garment, when you put that garment on, it dropped you down literally 3 dress sizes in 10 minutes without diet, exercise, pills or potions or anything like that. Can you imagine when somebody heard that, especially someone who've been trying to lose weight and you know, looking good and all that. Can you imagine what it did to them? It connected with their emotions. And we should say that. And I'm telling you, we had so much momentum because we talked about what the product did. And that's what we talk about a lot with this. We tell people what the X39 does. That is the sizzle, the testimonies. So the testimonies, you guys, are what sell. You all know this. I had a lady call me about 2 hours ago. Never met this lady before, but she is on the team. And she asked me, I don't know why she called me, but she asked me if I could send her the information for the opportunity call tonight. She said, is that the one with the testimonies on there? Because see, she knows that the testimonies are what got her attention. And it's going to get, people don't care about all that technical stuff. I promise you, they just want to know, what does the product do? They want to know what the bottom line is going to do for them. See, people don't like to be sold to. Sometimes when you're just talking about the product so much, people feel like you're selling to them. I know you've been on Zooms before where you say, gosh, it just seems like a sales pitch. People have told me that many times. That's what we have to get away from. We have to connect with people and sell the sizzle. That's what we need to be talking about. So what is the stake? See, the stake is your foundation. This is what makes our company credible. The product itself, you know, all of those case studies and 10 years of research, the money that was put in, the solid foundation of this product, the credibility of the product, that's part of the stake. The company itself, we've been around for over 20 years. I mean, you know, almost 20 years. It's a solid company. We're the fastest growing company. If Danielle would mute yourself, please, I'm gonna mute you. Okay. You know, the company's been around for almost 19 years. And now we are the fastest growing network marketing company. So that's the stake. That's the credibility, you guys. The comp plan, you know, the comp plan is phenomenal because not only we can even say that about the comp plan, the Sizzle and the stake. We got a comp plan is very robust. Not only does it have the binary, but it also has a unit level, which creates stability in our comp plan, paying out over 65%. That is the stake, you guys. The leadership, you know, what better leadership can you ask for than many of you on the call have 3 layers of SPDs, like myself, Ken Robinson, Steve and Gina Merritt, the fastest growing team in the company. So you've got a lot of solid foundation. You got a lot of credibility when we talk about the stake. So what is the smoke, you guys? The smoke is edification. You see, in network marketing, edification is used to provide credibility for a person, event, or company. Edification is simply uplifting or giving recognition to a person or event of importance in order to transfer, establish, or lend credibility. So, you know, when, you know, if you ever been, driving by or walking by a restaurant or walking by your mother's kitchen and you smell that smoke, you know, the smoke is what captures your attention. You say, you know, the spices, you can almost taste them just by the smell of the smoke, you guys. And when we edify our leaders, when we edify the company, or even an event like the Believe event, this lends credibility, and it's up to us to edify. That is an important ingredient. That is the smoke. Now let's go. I'm trying to get to the next slide. It's just kind of stuck here. What is the secret sauce, you guys? Is our efforts. See, none of this means anything. The sizzle, the stake, the edification, none of this means anything if we don't do anything. You know, this company is soaring, and many people in our organization are soaring, are flying like a kite. But you won't soar and you won't fly if you don't apply yourself, you guys. So that's the part we can't give you. That's the ingredient that you have to provide, is your effort. And so I just want to encourage everybody on this call, just to feel almost like, I don't care how fast you're moving already, just give it that little extra, because anything can happen where somebody on your team can quit, right? So one of your legs can literally quit. There are people that switch their minds very quickly. There are other companies around where, if a person is not focused and not solid in their belief, they can easily say, oh, that sounds good. And next thing you know, they've gone to another company. Now you lost a whole leg. That is why, I think, we were at a training this past weekend where Steve Merritt talked about this, where, just because you're making a lot of money or a decent amount of money doesn't mean that you're solid. You can have a whole lot of volume and activity in your pay leg and creating all these binary commissions. But if you don't have your structure together, where you've got like several directors and senior directors on each side, you're not there yet. So that's why you have to create that solid foundation. And so in other words, don't just think that, because you've gotten all this that you arrived. No, this is a journey, you guys. And if you are willing, you will get paid like the ball players that are making, 10 and $15 million a year. I'm telling you, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the people that are in Amway and Mary Kay and companies like that. Do you realize that there are multimillionaires like that right now because they stuck around? And so you got to raise your belief level. And that's what, if you raise your belief level, you will have that vision. For those of you who've never seen the Power Six before, literally all I'm saying to you is get your structure in place so that you can not only get to director, but you got to get 6 directors. And guess what? You want them to duplicate. You want them to get 6 directors. Literally, if you do that, go down 5, just even 5 levels, but 6 levels is the completion of it. You want to go down 6 levels of directors. You will have well over 6 figures or per month, like multiple 6 figures, like $1 million, literally that type of money coming in every month. But you've got to be solid. How simple is that to get 6 people and work with them and help them get to director? Very, very simple. The issue is you. Are you willing to put forth the effort? And I want to, now that I'm talking about that, if you think about a professional ball player, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, these young men have worked all their lives, going to practices after practice after practice, getting beat up, hurt, and this is why we have so many ball players in this company, because their bodies are so beat up and the X39 helps them, but they didn't get paid all those years. They sacrificed. And so now they're getting paid big time. So that's what we have to do. We're going to get paid along the way. At least we do get paid. So we're going to get paid along the way. But when we get to a certain point, we're going to feel like one of those top income earning ball players. And so with that being the case, I just want you to know that we've got the sizzle, we've got the steak, we've got the smoke. I mean, we've got to execute and provide the smoke, and we are the secret sauce. So tonight's call was not intended to be a long call. It's supposed to be a call that makes you think and get to action, and take efforts. Now, what I want to do real quick, I want to bring up, got to get to the right. Okay. I want to bring up this website called, this is it, convention.com. Some of you may or may not know about this. I don't, we always have new people on the call. So the Leave Convention is coming July 19th and 20th in Orlando, Florida. It is not too late to get your ticket. And the reason I want you to know about this is because really, this is the only convention that our team has all year long. This is the convention, this is the event that will take you and your team to the next level. If for some reason you're just getting started, so what? Come anyways. Our sponsor, my upline, Ken Robinson, tells the story about when he got started with the company years ago, and it cost him $500 to get in. And 2 weeks later, they had this event up in, I forget, Detroit or Ohio, somewhere. And he really didn't have the money to pay to get into the company. But he found the money, and just what he did was not paid some bills that were coming up to come up with the money to come to that convention. He came back from that convention and his business exploded. Same thing happened to us last year when we went to the It was called something else last year, but not the Believe Convention. It was the same convention, but it was in August. I can't tell you, I forget how many people we had on our team that went to that convention. I think it was close to 100. And people came back all fired up, reaching different ranks. And guess what? That happened. Of course, we hit the senior presidential director the very next month because we had brought enough people with you. I'm telling you, I've been in network marketing. I don't even tell you how long because I'd be telling my age, but decades. Okay. And I can promise you, I have never, ever missed an event, ever, never missed a convention. And see, here's the thing. Of course, it's not always convenient. Let's say, for example, something's comes up. But you know what? It always seems to happen with me and my husband. When they announce the convention, before, see this, they announce it so early enough that we just go ahead and get our ticket right then. We decide we're going. And then maybe later on, family reunion or something. But guess what? It always happens that the family reunion or the wedding or whatever it is doesn't even fall on the same weekend. It is amazing. So many people say, well, I got to do this. I got to do, and I understand that. All I'm trying to explain to you is it's something about making up your mind, making a decision about something. We decided when it was announced, I promise you, when it was announced, probably within an hour, we went and got our ticket because it was no question we were going. And not one of the things we've got coming on, the event to go to the Greek Isles, my grandson, different things that are taking place are not falling on that weekend. But yet, I guarantee you, I know people on my team, they have all kinds of things happening. Why? Because they never got the ticket. Get the ticket if you haven't gotten the ticket. But some of you, you've already got those personal things coming up, and I can understand that. All I'm saying is, especially in the future, be committed to your future. This is your business. This is your future, you guys. This is your income. I think that what is going on, a lot of people look at this as like a little sidekick, but I promise you, I am a 6-figure earner in my interior design business and have been for years. And this business here has surpassed my interior design business. So because we treated it like a business, and we looking at it as our retirement. I don't get retirement with my personal business because I got to go keep the linear income. I have to work every day or whatever to get that to generate that income. And I don't have a type of service that creates residual income. This business creates residual income. The money's going to come month after month, after year, after whatever. It's going to come, and we are not quitting. This is our legacy, you guys. And I just want to leave you with that. Hopefully that some of you may feel the same way. But I want to go ahead and stop this share and ask. And by the way, if you live in Atlanta, we have a bus going, and it's $120, I believe, round trip. We're going to be leaving that Friday morning, and it's going to be fun, you guys. So all of that information is on digitalalliance101.com. digitalalliance101.com. You can get your ticket to the bus, and it's down in the middle of the page. But I want to open up this call because this is a short call. I know you all have had a busy week. Anybody want to share anything, make a comment of anything I've said, or ask any questions? Y'all are so quiet. All right. Y'all know I'll call
Verdita.
on you. Yes,
Verdita.
Erica McQueen. Thank you for coming on, Erica.
Absolutely. I wasn't going to let you sit there. I know everybody is thinking their brains are probably working, but I wanted to just say that we have, like you said, we have the sizzle, we have the steak, but one thing that really kind of caught my attention today was I was doing a call for some potential leaders for South Africa. And one of the gentlemen was very high up in the government, and he just started sharing with me. He said he knew who David Schmidt was. I could not believe it. And that was so inspiring to me because he was just saying he knew David Schmidt because he knows a man that was 96 years old that's been working with David Schmidt for decades. I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, I already know about David Schmidt. I said, oh my gosh.
Wow.
He was talking about Asia and talking about, the struggles that David had. He acted like David was his best friend. And I was like, wow. But I was telling him about why some of the things that we share and that I shared was not common knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't put everything out there on Front Street because of the regulations and things that we have to be careful of.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh, I know full well. He said, because one of my best friends worked for, like, I think Pfizer or something, and he was very high up in Pfizer.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they were at a meeting and they were talking about how they found a cure for something. I don't even want to say the name because I don't want anybody to repeat it because it was kind of like a private conversation, but something serious. It wasn't cancer, but it was something serious. And they said that they can completely obliviate it in 6 weeks. But then somebody in the meeting said, but we're going to stretch it out for 5 years because we want to make sure we make our profit.
Oh my
So he said,
God.
yes, he said, and the thing that made one of the gentlemen so mad in the meeting, he went off on everybody, is because his child had the thing that they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so my only point is that we are in an industry where we can make a difference in people's lives. Our product is so well priced and it makes such a difference. And people are starting to become more aware excuse me, about what's going on with big pharma and some of these other solutions out there. And we have something so great. And if we really just really hone in and focus our attention in, I really believe that we're going to get some major market share from people that are waking up. So I'm
Absolutely.
super excited. I mean, I could not believe that this gentleman knew about David Schmidt so much. He's well known. Obviously, he said people know David Schmidt. I said, really? He's like, yeah.
Mm.
And so I felt like he knew him better than me, and he wasn't even in the company. But the
Yeah.
point is, guys, we have the sizzle, the steak, the smoke, and all that good stuff. And guess what? Everybody's not going to have the same results from the product, but some people are going to get some remarkable ones. So, in closing, he has a friend who has a serious, serious lung problem. And he asked me if this can help him. And I said, well, I'm gonna do some research and see what we can find out. But anyway, he said he has 35 million people on a social media platform. And the
Wow.
person that introduced me to him has been on the team for a year, has only signed up maybe 3 people. She's not been engaged. And out of the blue, she woke up and said, wait a minute. And she put together a call, and there were 10 people from all these different countries. So do
Hmm.
not give up, guys. Be encouraged and know that you never know when somebody is going to wake up and get busy. So stay encouraged.
Yeah, what you just described, Erica, one of the things, the last thing you described is called tap rooting. Sometimes like you can't give up on a person. You can go through a person to get, they call it going through a dud to get you to a stud. But see, because she didn't quit and because she must have been paying attention, she couldn't help it. I like that. And this, and just hang around long enough. This business is going to explode because it's only good stuff. It's only good stuff about it. I see Miss Kelly Fowler waving her hand. Thank you, Erica, for your input. As always,
Absolutely.
Miss Kelly Fowler, please come on and share with us.
Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about that secret sauce, the effort, and it's you because you're the secret sauce. Because as I'm making calls and helping brand partners within the community, I'm noticing like if they have some great goals, because that's where we have to start, right? What are your
Mhm.
dreams? What are your goals? We got to set some action plans, some dates. How many people are going to be at the convention? Because this is a numbers thing, and you talk about that. We're talking about Power of Six and our efforts. But what I want to just stress is the importance of consistency. Because you can't say, oh, I made calls on Thursday, and here it is Wednesday, almost a whole week later. But you got these goals. And so people have to understand if you have goals, even if you say, I want to make $500 a week. Okay, well, do you know if you want to make $500 a week? Yeah, you say director, and yeah, you got to make managers. We all know that. But I'm trying to break it down even more specific. You have to be making like 5, 10 calls with your upline or your partner or someone and making some introductions and leading them to your website, to the Zoom, to the this. And I just want people to understand if you have a goal, be realistic with it and put in the effort because
Yes,
making
ma'am.
calls once a week, it's not going to get it. You got to be every day, every day. And I'm here as a resource. And when people,
Mhm.
and I feel like, you as well, and leadership that we have on this team, we're all resources. People need to come to the resource. Just like you go to the library, you go to your computer, you turn it on, right? You open it up, you turn it on. That's how you should be treating your upline community brand partners. You need to go to them, get them on the phones, help them as your confirmation and your third party validation, and all the edification is so critical when you're doing those calls. Edify your person, and then let your person know beforehand, hey, what's going on with that person? You know, are they interested in health and wealth? You know, they just want peak performance. So they got some conditions they want relief from. Let the people know a little bit about it, because that's going to help you be more efficient in your efforts. And I just had to say that because I'm here. I want to make calls every day, all day if I can.
Well, Kelly, I want to ask you a question. I hope I'm not invading too much, but I know that you are working very hard. I know that. Okay. But would you share with the people that, you know, I know that the first time I met you, you know, you talked about how you moved from Detroit, you came down to Florida, built this beautiful home. And you said, I really don't have to do this for the money. Because, you know, a lot of people think that people that are, you know, maybe, you know, pretty comfortable with their income wouldn't be interested in doing this. Can you share your perspective on why would a person that's already successful and set as far as their retirement be interested in doing this?
Well, number one, everybody needs good health, because without health, you don't have anything, right? So that's number one for us and our family. And then when I looked at the compensation plan and how we were paid, and I've looked at other things before, I said, this is second to none, especially that matching bonus and just how we earn income. And I learned that the patch is working. You know, we went from 20 million consistently. I'm a numbers person, you know, electrical engineer, but I looked at the numbers and I see patterns. And I was like, oh, this is it. This is the rocket to be on. And for me, I'm a pioneer and I consider myself a trendsetter. And I've designed things, automotive, brought things to market, never been to market, designed cell phone antennas, all that good stuff. But you know what? For me to be feeling like I'm a founder with Lifeway, because David Schmidt had tenacity and 10 years of his life investment and $4.5 million to bring this to market. And you go from 20 million steady and then okay, we're not even at $1 billion yet. I'm a numbers person. I see where we're going. I see where
We're one of
Lifeway
the
is
first.
going.
We're one of the first people.
Right, I'm on the ship. So you
But
ask me
also,
why?
Kelly,
I mean, I've been a multimillionaire for years, and that's not even about the money. I'm so passionate about what I'm seeing it do. It's miraculous. The money is a byproduct of the product, the patent,
But you
the
know, one other
technology.
thing you said, Kelly, was that when you first saw, I don't know what website you went to, something you read, and you knew the product was going to work because you could relate to the because you're in physics, you understood the physics.
Yes, well, I went to all of David Schmidt's videos. So I researched him to the hilt. And then, of course, after looking at the patents and the case studies and understanding all the tests that were run and what the metrics were to measure, because that's how my brain works. I need metrics. Okay, how are you measuring copper peptide, amino acid? How are you measuring that in the blood? How are you measuring stem cells? How is this being measured? And then when I looked at everything, it was like, oh my goodness, this is it. David is a genius, you guys. You're on the right ship, lollipop. I'm telling you, we are all going to be millionaires if you just be consistent with your efforts. Okay. And like I call Verdita because I don't really check that back office and be looking, I'm just doing the work. Okay. I'm doing it, but I got to be more of a leader and understand. And she's helping me with that because I need to know when I'm not in rank or the payment and all of that other stuff. I mean, I need to know that I'm here to do the work. So the effort is no issue for me. I'm there. And you know what? Talk to the people who have money. Talk to your millionaire friends if you have any. Just talk to the people who have businesses because
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted you to get to, Kelly.
Okay, yes. Talk to those people because they are open. They are looking. Exactly. I'm so happy that my sponsor, Harry, sent me the link. He wasn't afraid. He knew of my health conditions over the past, and he knew that I would be open and intelligent enough to check it out. And if you send that this is it info, they'll check it out. And even if they don't check it out, still get your brand partner on the line. You have them on the phone first when you go down your list to make the calls. We're not looking for permission, because that's salesy. We're just sharing. You don't ask people permission to call them. So why would you need permission to get your partner on the phone with people? So let's look at this consistency and constancy of purpose. That's my point I wanted to make. But thank you for letting me say something.
Well, I appreciate that, Kelly. And I think I may have talked over her a little bit when she heard, I hope y'all heard her say that she's been a multimillionaire for years. And that's what I'm trying to get to across to you all. There are so many people who have joined our company. I've heard Steve Merritt say that are multimillionaires. And guess what? They're some of the hardest workers. Kelly is one of the hardest working people on our team. She just told you, I just told you, she said she didn't need the money, but she ain't gonna turn it away. I mean, you can do something with the money, even if you give it away to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But there was a gentleman that came into business. He had just sold his company for $10 million. Guess what? He came on in and he is busting it. He is doing it. But you know what I don't get is some people who really, are struggling financially, but yet they won't do half the work the people who are, financially comfortable. So I want to encourage you all. I'm not trying to say this to put anybody down. I'm saying this to let you know, open up your eyes. There's a reason that people are successful. The reason people are successful is because they don't mind doing the work. I'm telling you, some of these SPDs, when we went down to Florida in January, did that training, those people, I'm telling you, talking to them, some of them doing 5 and 6 Zooms a day. 5 and 6 Zooms a day. They don't have to do that, but they're doing it. They're working. It takes work, but guess what? They're in that leadership pool. They're making that extra 20-some thousand dollars every quarter on top of what they're making every week. So yeah, I just want to share that the reason Kelly is doing this because she is attracted to sophisticated things. She wouldn't be dealing with this if it was some ordinary product. Trust me, the girl is sharp, okay? And so are so many other people. Erica McQueen is sharp. She wouldn't be here because she's been, in situations where she's had over 200,000 people on her team. She knows what it means to build a big team. Larice Rivers, she was in a company. We used to look up to her. Hey, we wish I could be like Larice. So these are the kinds of people that we have on our team, and they see it. And I hope you see it too. Anybody else want to jump in, chime in, and share some insight or their perspective? See, this is fun when we talk like this. I know y'all enjoying this, because I want y'all to know y'all at the right place at the right time. Anybody else want to share or make a comment?
Can you hear me? Ardita, can you hear me?
Yeah, Juanita, my sister Juanita Crap out of Atlanta.
Let me start this video.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Hey. I just got, I just had working the polls today, doing my civic duty. But one thing I want to say is this, we've got to have some patience because we know that, initially when you sign up, most of the money is going to be made right there in those packages, those PIBs, the product introduction bonus. That's where the majority of the money is. And so many people will get in the business and get one sleeve and then stop taking it. And I don't know what they're thinking is getting ready to happen, but, and just one sleeve. And even if they do it two or whatever, they don't do any work. And then, a year from, what I'm saying is this, I've been in a lot of network marketing companies and doing a lot of training. And what the experts say, they say, well, be here a year from now. That's one of the things that I say, be here, active in a year from now. And it's so many people that won't give this thing 30 days, 60 days, and then when the people that are working, you look up a year later and they're making, 10 times what they were making this time last year. I can say that for myself. My check is 10 times what it was last year. What if next year it's 10 times what it is today? And I'm going to keep working. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to quit because it's maybe not what what Ardita's making as a senior presidential director, but if I'm here this time next year, if I stick with it and I'm patient and I keep doing what I'm doing and keep sharing with people, what if it's 10 times? That's going to be, well, it's already, life-changing money. But the thing is too, I think that many of us have never really made life-changing money. And when we think about, we think rich is $1 million, or $2 million or $3 million. But when I'm looking at, the top paid people that are really rich, like CEO of, say Coca-Cola, something like that, they're already making, 10 years ago was making $25 million a year. And if you don't know anybody that's making that kind of money, then you probably don't know what it, can't even imagine that type of income. But we're in a position to where we can be doing that. Any one of us could do that and be making more than 25 million a year, because if we got, Steve and Gina, that's only been doing the business 2 years now. And if they're up at 600,000, well, in volume or whatever, they're surely maxed out on that 25.
They got millions
and matching dollars. So, I can see them making over $1 million a month in just, 2
just a few
years.
months.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what about next year? Where are they going to be? They're going to be making so much more than some of the top CEOs in the world, actually.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm not saying we may not have all of the contacts and that Steve and Gina have, but what if you could be making $1 million a year, just 1 million a year or 2 million a year? And is there another opportunity that you can do that? If you were working your job, would you have that opportunity? So that's what I guess what I guess it's a frustration, but it's like, why would people quit so quickly
when they don't have vision?
Yeah, when that opportunity is there, and all you have to do is keep trying and not give up. So that's the part. So it's about being patient and, I guess, belief that it's possible.
Yes, thank you so much for reiterating that. I had a person put something in the chat, Sister B. 2 things she asked. You wanted to know what website you go to look at the comp plan. thisisitteam.com. Thisisitteam.com is the site that is our training site. So if you go to compensation plan, you see so many downloads and explanations there. Secondly, she asked, can somebody on this webinar give a testimony? She's new. Can somebody, would somebody love to share a testimony to inspire this lady? I'll give the testimony of my husband. His is a little bit more significant, I would say, than mine. When we first got started, our sponsor gave us some patches, and the very first night that my husband wore the patch, it was like life-changing, because my husband used to suffer from sleep apnea, acid reflux, and he would choke and cough all night. Almost, it felt like it was all night for 10 years. And it was so bad that many times we would have to sleep in separate rooms because I couldn't sleep in the same room with him. The very first night we put the patch on, my husband stopped snoring. That was November the 12th of 2022. And also, I mean, I slept really, really deeply too. My mental clarity is completely enhanced. Like I said, mine doesn't sound as life-changing as his does, but that's an example. Also, if you would go to digital, please write this down, digitalalliance101.com. You click on testimonies, you'll see all these testimonies that are on YouTube, and we use those testimonies to share with other people. Also, if you go to thisisitinfo.com and you would click, you will see testimonies there as well. Click on testimonies. But just so that we'll have a live testimony, because we hear the testimonies on these calls all the time. Would anybody love to share a quick testimony to inspire this lady, our new brand partner?
Hi, Radita.
Yes.
This is Issa. I'll share my story.
Okay, Keisha, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Hi. So when I heard about X39, I was not interested initially, but then I got a video. And after I saw the video with someone else's testimony, I was like, I want to hear more. So Lee Malloy came over my house Sunday and he put a patch on me, and that was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was in a car accident and I could not do the vacuuming motion. I couldn't even drive with my right arm. I had to drive with my left arm and rest my right arm on the middle console. And after he put that patch on me, before he left my house, I was able to move my arm. The doctor said that I had a full-on rotator cuff tear and that I needed to have surgery. I was able to move my arm, and I have been able to move my arm ever since. And I was seeing something almost every day. I was what they call a one-patch wonder. I had 2 spots in my hair where my hair was 2 spots right above my ear on both sides that was shorter than the rest of my hair. And that started growing in. My eyebrows started growing in. I had a sty. Oh my gosh, I have like 16 or 18 different things that I kept telling my husband, look at me, look at me, look at me. And my husband kept saying, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. And then a couple of weeks later, he said, I'm actually sleeping better during the night. Then he said, I do have more energy. And at Thanksgiving, I actually couldn't drive home because I had COVID. And I said, honey, you're going to have to drive home. He drove home that night, and his night improved. He usually cannot drive at night. So we started in September. And in November, he said, my night vision is clear as the day. He drove home Thanksgiving night, no problems. He has stopped drinking coffee. He doesn't need to drink coffee every day anymore, and neither do I. And I have so many different results. I can't even tell you all of them tonight.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Keisha. We can tell. I'm hoping you can see how this has been life-changing for her. And once again, we can, you can go to those websites I gave you. Does anybody else have any questions or comments before we end the call?
Verdita, I just want to say I had a testimony that happened
Okay,
in my family.
Oh,
In my
okay, sure.
family, it's a real quick one.
Mhm.
Basically, my son has fallen sometimes he's playing basketball, and one time he hurt his hip and he was out for a long time as a result of that hip injury. Well, just recently he fell again. He was really concerned he'd be out at least 2 or 3 weeks. And he came and met me though. He was concerned. He's like, because he said, I need to get some patches immediately. And within 2 days, Verdita, I get a text from my son because he's with his dad, and it says, these patches are the truth. And so I called him. I said, what happened? He said, Mom, my hip has not hurt me at all. So praise God.
Wow. And what is he, 18 years old?
He's 19 now. Yeah, he's 19.
Okay. So you
Mhm.
see, thank you so much, Erica. So you see, it doesn't matter how old someone is. The stem cell patch is not just because your cells are dormant. It may be your cells are not working effectively for whatever the reason is or whatever, but we
Sound
just,
like a
we
miracle
don't,
to me.
you know,
Verdita, can I say something?
Sure.
I believe that the patches work better on younger people, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they already have the stem cells. So
We need to
when
get
you
balance
add
of
the
men on that.
patches to it, it just makes it just works a lot faster than it does somebody that's got all kind of other things going on,
That's
Right.
good. That's
because
good.
I've seen it work on people with that younger people really, really quickly as well.
Awesome. That's good. All right. Well, you guys, listen, I want to thank you all for jumping on tonight. I just want to say what Eric, who was it just said something. When Keisha came on, it reminded me of what I said earlier about the sizzle. See, it's the testimonies that Miss Sister B wanted to hear a testimony, and the testimonies are really the start of the show, y'all. I highly recommend you, even though you can send a testimony to somebody, when you're talking to somebody, you need to be able to reiterate. Like if you ever been on a Zoom that I've done, you always hear me quickly talk about Jeffrey's testimony or somebody's testimony, but it's just like you have to be able to let it roll off your tongue, because that testimony, you got to get that person's attention, because that is what's going to get them that emotional connection. So once again, this call is recorded. I'll send it out. And listen, we will not be able to do the call next Wednesday, but I'll be on a tour in Kansas City. If you know anybody in Kansas City, Missouri, I'll get that information. I think I have to check and see if
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Vera. Vera, you spoke to me earlier this afternoon, and I
Yes,
appreciate
Vera.
you taking my call. I was having difficulty unmuting, but that's why
Oh.
I didn't come in immediately. But I want to say I am truly brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. My husband and I cannot wait to get the patch. It's in waiting for it to come in the mail. I believe in calling things that are not as though they were. I'm calling for the healing, this patch and what it's going to do for our bodies. I'm calling for that we are people that are willing to put in the time to do the work to build a business. I'm never offended by no's because you just go to the next person. We had some level of success in building businesses. And I mean, at our age right now, I haven't found anything attractive enough that I wanted to come out of retirement to do this. But this is something that will help people, and the journey will pay for itself because you're just helping people, and everything else it'll fall in place as it meant to be for me. And what's for me is for me, and whatever somebody else do, that's for them. I'm just thankful for what God give us.
Yes, and thank you so much, Miss Vera. We're really excited for you and your future. I promise you, this is going to be different than, you talked about done businesses like this before. This is going to be different. This is going to be different than anything you've ever done. So thank you for sharing that, and we look forward to working with you.
Yeah, look
Listen, you
forward to
guys,
meeting you.
yes, I'm gonna end the call now. And everybody, like I said, I'll send the recording out in case you want it, but I will not be, like I was about to say, I'll be in Kansas City next week. And I'm gonna make sure that Ken uploaded it on digitalalliance101.com because I told him that we'll be doing Wednesday night and Thursday night, an event in Kansas City, Missouri. So with that being the case, you guys will not be here next week. We'll see you all the week after that, and you all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Father's Day. Talk to you all soon.